as Dr. Faje Miroko, the SA to the DG NAFDAC, who was unavoidably absent, is going to give us the keynote address and goodwill messages from DG NAFDAC. A round of applause, please. Sir, you can give it on your seat. Oh, you want to? Okay, you can give it on your seat so that they can see you clearly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to stand on all existing protocol that has already been established, but I must single out the president of Appman, the Association of Pharmaceutical Product Marketers of Nigeria, for his tenacity. That's Mr. Chief Adekunbi, for his tenacity and commitment to this association. I can't tell you enough how many times he either called or sent messages to me, email, and also to the DG. At a point, the DG had to call me to say, you need to be talking to this man, you know, because this man is actually for a very good cause. And if the DG recognizes a good cause and she says it, then really, that is, she stands by it, and she means she doesn't flatter. So if she recognizes a good cause and she says it, then it's that cause is really very good. I bring greetings to everyone, every member of Appman, from the Director General NAFDAC, Professor Mrs. Christiana Bonisola. She's unavoidably absent. She's currently out of the country. And she has asked us, myself and the pharmacist Bitrus, who is the director in charge of post-marketing as surveillance, to represent her here today. So that two of us are representing her, basically, actually also tells the story as to what interest our agency has concerning Appman. Now, the theme of today's gathering, as I've seen it, is pharmaceutical product sourcing, NAFDAC perspectives. Of course, to say that our nation, and let me just quickly say this, that I am not reading any prepared message by the DG. So everything that I say here, please hold me responsible for it. It's unofficial. Don't hold the DG responsible for it. Don't say that DG, and I know that our pressmen are here. Don't say that DG NAFDAC came and said this. So please, cross-check with me and hold me responsible for everything that I say here. All she has asked me to do is to send a message of goodwill and to say that we are aware of Appman at NAFDAC. We know what Appman is all about. We want to identify with Appman to the extent that Appman can actually self-regulate. What do I mean by self-regulate? Put yourselves in check in a way that NAFDAC doesn't even have to do any work at all. You know, we are regulators. But once you already have an association like this and you are doing the right thing, everybody flows. What it means is that we don't have to be knocking on your door or doing anything. Once we are relating with him, and he's relating with us, and he says that everybody is falling in line and doing the right thing, then there's no need. And that is what associations like this should be about, to make sure that everybody does the right thing. And if anybody is not trying to do the right thing, you excommunicate, you give them the money, and then you say you can't be part of us because you are not doing the right thing. And that's very, very key. So having said that, NAFDAC perspective when it comes to pharmaceutical product sourcing is that we must source products from authentic sources. Now, the ministry, Federal Ministry of Health, went on a venture a few years back to set up coordinated wholesale centers across the 6 geopolitical zones in the nation. And of course, quite a number of forces were frustrating that venture. What we wanted to do, what the ministry wanted to do, and is still doing, is to make sure that rather than go to Idumota or Ariaria Head Bridge or some other place in Kano, that everybody who is in the business of drugs, pharmacists and non-pharmacists, that everybody will source drugs from the genuine and the authentic source, to the extent that the lives of our people will be saved, which is the primary mandate of NAFDAC. The primary mandate is to safeguard the health of the citizenry. And NAFDAC will do everything possible to make sure that people's lives are not endangered as a result of substandard and fake medications. Now, the CWC, Coordinated Wholesale Center for Kano, for the region, or the Northwest region, was actually commissioned early this year. And people who have visited have spoken to all, they've said all good things about what that center is about. And what the idea is to get everybody who is in the business of selling drugs under the same roof. You have your own place that you are selling there, so that everything can be in the full glare of everyone without anybody doing any untoward selling or sales. But what do we have? People actually took the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria to court to say that they cannot compel them to come and sell within the building. And if we're going to talk about pharmaceutical product sourcing, the perspective of the agency, that's of the regulatory body, then there is no way that we're not going to say these are the ways that things should be done. Now, I want to believe that part of what we should be discussing here is how to make sure that members who are in the business of distribution, maybe wholesale distribution, that they also welcome this idea of coordinated wholesale centers, to the extent that we know that it can only mean well for everybody. Now, part of what you are going to be, some of us may have already known this, but part of what we're going to be exposed to at this gathering is also the concept of what we call track and trace, traceability, which is why we have Madam Christine Oyewo from GS1 here, and which is why some of the accredited bodies, some of the accredited organizations for the track and trace project are also here for this conference. So I can tell you that the organization, the management has put together a very good program that will enrich every one of us if we stay through and if we focus and pay attention to all that will be said here. And talking about track and trace, it is a concept that the idea has come. As a matter of fact, the idea should have been here earlier than this. But thank God at least it is better to be late than never. We may be catching on to it late, but catching up to it is very essential. To the extent that every product that is moving through the distribution chain, right from the manufacturer to the end user, the patient, every such product will be tracked and traced through the distribution chain. And of course, you as marketers as well, what it means is that we also imbibe that it's something that has been passed as a regulation, meaning that it is a compulsory thing that we will do. And of course, they're going to enlighten the people that I've mentioned, they're going to enlighten you about what it takes and all that we need to do, because we must stamp out, if not completely, but at least eliminate to the barest minimum substandard and falsified medicines. Drugs are good to the extent that they can make us well, But to the extent that they can kill, drugs may not be good. My Yoruba people, there's a popular saying, Orisha to bale bili. I thought you would help me finish it. Meaning that if you cannot help my cause, don't worsen it, leave me the way I am. Why would somebody go to the hospital or to the pharmacy and say, I want to take drug to get well, and then they end up dying or deformed or whatever? So this is the essence of this gathering, to further enlighten us and to drive home the point that you can actually self-regulate as Appman. And when you do that, then the job of the agency is made easier. I mean, we're not looking to sanction anybody when you're already doing the right thing anyway. So once again, on behalf of the Director General, Professor Mrs. Christiana Mojisola Adeyeye, I welcome everyone to this gathering, and I wish everyone a very fruitful and positive outcome of this annual conference. Thank you very much, and God bless you.